starting our final agenda, which is the evaluation part. So, if you guys still remember how our agenda is, first we add the table topics, we have a prepared speech. So for right now, we're going to have our table topic evaluator, Timmy, who will begin us his own comments and perspective on the table topic section. Timmy?
As a table topic evaluator, my job tonight is to evaluate the entire process in a table topic session. So first of all, let's start with the theme, okay? New Year wish. And it is great to have a topic which is easy to understand, whereas all these words, every wording in this theme that we can all understand. And also, it is very nice that it is adaptable to the time being right now, right? Here, right at the start of the year, a great timing to have such a theme. And then the next one, perhaps, is the table topic master William, right? And for something good, first of all, is that his way to select the impromptu speakers, whereas he involves quite a large extent of humor during his introduction, and that's really great work. And then also, it quite helps to create quite a relaxing atmosphere for all those impromptu speakers that can help them calm down. That's great nice. And then as for the questions, Willem starts with from the easiest one, which is what's your New Year's wish, and then to something like special at the end, just something like red pocket, something specialty pops out. But here's some suggestions. Is that perhaps Willem, if you want to introduce the meaning of red pockets to perhaps an international students here, perhaps you can use some props, yeah. And you can coordinate with the surgeon at arms, yeah. And then, okay, and for all those impromptu speakers, all got some nice work, and perhaps some highlight like Kiki, and she involves some humor, and also quite dish out a message at the end of her speech, and also like other speakers, like perhaps Denny or Ellen, all of you just a great share of your own experience and feelings, and that's some nice work here. And there's some suggestion, yes, yeah. This is some suggestion for Willem, yeah. He said, when you start the session, you say, let's start with the simplest question, right? And I think that's not that suitable. If I were the audience, and I think, oh no, that question is quite difficult, and I would not be willing to answer and come out for the speech. So I would suggest not having the same, like, let's start with the easiest, right? And there's also some improvement for those practical stuff, just like the decoration in the classroom. Perhaps we can have more props to make it like, to create an atmosphere of the new year, and that's the work of the surgeon at arms also. Yeah. He'll do it next time. And then at the end, yeah, perhaps that's what I want to say. Yeah, thank you.
By the way, Timmy is a sergeant of arms. Yeah, so FYI. Okay, cool. Thanks, Timmy, for the evaluation and for the table topics. Now we are at the speakers evaluation. Just to give you, like, okay, let me stop there. Let me retract that. My English is just like that. Okay. Just to give you a guide, just to share with you why is it significant to also learn how to evaluate. Have you ever had an experience where you're in a classroom or you're like with your friends, and let's say when it was like, hey, look at my clothes, is it good? And what if a guy's just like, no, it's not, or like, yeah, it's okay. And you're like, right? It's not good if you don't give a proper feedback, right? So I think that giving feedback is important because somehow you can actually compliment a person or try to soften the blow, or whatever you want to say. Like, all right, is he handsome? He's very intelligent, you know. It's a good evaluation. It's a good evaluation. Okay, anyway, so next one who would be evaluating our first project speaker, Meetin Koch, is Blair Oyen. Blair.
So I'll be evaluating Meetin Koch. Yeah. So your project is CC1 project, right? It's to first start to speak in front of the audience, which I think that you actually did a very good job because it's really well organized speech, and I can see that you made some ample preparation. So really good. And I'm gonna begin with some of the good things first. Now the first thing is that I love your smile. A smile is always good because it can, for one thing, make you less nervous, and then for second thing, make you shorten the distance between the audience. So this is a really good job. And the second is that you have a really good technique that is to ask a question to make some audience interaction at the beginning, and this is also good. And the third is that you also use the technique to match the ending with the beginning. So that is use the line in the Forrest Gump, right? But the problem is that I think that line, like left like a box of chocolate, is like really cliche because people already know it. So maybe you can next time try to use some other stuff, So those are the really good points. And then still you have some other room for improvement. The first is that your stance. I noticed that you actually stand quite here because maybe you feel like more comfortable, but then you can notice that their room is like quite wide. So maybe you can actually move to the middle a bit, to better interact with the audience. And the second is that your stance. And at first I think that you're a little bit nervous, and your hands are like this, and then you talk. But then but then at the end, later part, you're actually more natural. So yeah, maybe next time you'll just try more, be more relaxed. That'll be better. So, but yeah, it is a really good speech and really inspiring. I really like your story. So yeah, well done.
Very much, Blair. So that is for CC1. So before I get into CC2, I gotta do a little advertisement for Toastmasters. So in normal life, if you were to give feedback to a younger person, it's normal because you're the older person. I'm giving you life advice. But if it's an older person, have you ever get that feel like, how dare you, puny little child, right? So it's not actually like you don't know how to open that conversation with an adult or someone young ones, young ones. So here in Toastmasters, though, we encourage everyone to actually evaluate anyone. You may be older, you might be younger, you're more experienced, or probably inexperienced, but you get to evaluate. And no offense, right? It's just like all fun and games. I mean, all love. So right now we're gonna go. I'm not saying that our next, our second speaker was old, Sorry, no offense. Anyway, so we'll evaluate Alan for project 5 is Samson. So Samson.
Actually, I think that child you mean is talking about me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Evan, yeah, right? You have given us a very inspiring speech because, let me guess, I think at the first time when you go hiking, I think you will quit again. But I think quit, you mean the first time when you go Turkey, and then you want to quit, and later you didn't. And for the second time you go to, you want to quit, and then your wife appears, and then you didn't quit. And I think the third time you will quit again. But over or later you will not, because your dog, your pet, your dog is having your goal at the checkpoint, and then you need to go there and clean it. Okay, so you finish that too. Okay, I think Alan has give us lots of great skills. Just like he can make use of some good questions. Just like he can ask us, what will you do if I give you some money? And then that is very interesting because most of us are retaliate utilitarian, right? And I actually really like your gesture because you can, when you talk about something, you can use these hands and talk about, you want to whisper that, oh wow, you will not quit because this is very good for you, and you can use this kind of gestures. And it's so interesting. And of course, your content is very good also. You can also mention about how important for us to do the exercise, including leg exercise, and also we need to have faith to doing something, or the most important thing, you can arouse us to do something for others, for society. I think that is the most important thing. But actually, I think it seems that your glass seems you didn't want to quit, right? Because you always touch it, and maybe I suggest you to wear it one day I could feel. And also I think you can give us some surprise if you talk about your content. You can give a turning point, just like you didn't quit this time, and suddenly for the second time, you quit it, and we will all surprised why you quit, and I think it will be much more interesting. So that is the end. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Okay, cool. Thank you for that evaluation for project 5. Are you satisfied, Mr. Allen? Sorry, forgetting it. Okay, one more advertisement for Toastmasters. Now, when you're in Toastmasters club, other clubs are very cliquish. Like, no, we're just this part of society. You're not, you're this small, puny little human. You're not accepted. In Toastmasters, we're not. We're very open. And how open is it that even someone from other Toastmasters club can come in and just join the Toastmasters of another club? It's like saying you're at Starbucks Central, but you're drinking coffee in Starbucks TST. I don't know how's that analogy working, but you get what I mean. Anyway, so the one evaluating Allison is a member of the Toastmasters in CUHK, Chinese University in Hong Kong. VP Education, is it? So it's Coco Chien. So, Coco.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. I'm Coco from the Chongqing College Toastmasters Club, and I'm really honored to be here. So, first, I would like to give Allison a big round of applause. Because you really did a great job, and I think you have really humorous speech, and I really like your facial expression. And I think that all of people in this room can feel her energetic speech. And about your project 7 is to research your topic. From the objectives is like collect information about your topic from numerous resources. And in your speech, you have separated like S, H, E, and I think it's really making a good use for the alphabet S, H, E. So people would clearly know that you're talking about S. It means Singapore. H is Hong Kong, and E stands for your hometown, China. And when you're talking about Singapore, you have to talk about your studying tool, and you have to make use of the PowerPoint, and that's make clear image for all of us, so that we will know that what CCTV stands for, yeah, and also who SHE are, yeah. So, and then about H, you talk about the accent, and also the Hong Kong accent, and I think that's really vividly, you have acted very vividly, and I think all of us just laughed out really loud. And the last part, E, you talk about is your hometown, and you have mentioned about the soft power, and you have used what Confucius has said, the harmony without homogeneity, yes. And I think you have done what Project 7 needs to done. It's to make lots of examples and also special facts about Singapore, like you have mentioned the Noya clothing. And so overall, you did a great speech, and I want to give you a small advice is that small part about giving a conclusion. That is no, that the main point is soft power. That you think that is really important, and I think you need to illustrate more about what you really want to tell us, and maybe a bit less about giving some examples. Yeah. So overall, I think you did a great job. So thank you.
Thank you. So we finished practically evaluating all of our speakers. Now, we're also, aside from the speakers, we have to evaluate the other areas in Toastmasters. So, first one, before we get into the first evaluator, I remembered Lawrence was talking about flow theory. You know how you're like wanting more and more and more. If you look at the agenda, time is very important. If we give too much time, if we give an additional 5 minutes to each evaluator, probably each speaker, probably half of you have already left by the break. I think it's cleverly, it's a Toastmasters secret, not really. But just to make things short so that everyone up, then back, then up, and then back. I'm not sure if you realize that, but I just realized this today. Anyways, with that, I give you our timer, Chloe. Chloe's our timer, so giving us our evaluation.
I'm the timer tonight. As you can see from the table, Cindy, Kitty, and Kim did a great job in time management. And then for Danny and Evelyn, both are under 45 seconds, so both of you can try to speak more next time. And for the prepared speech speaker, Alan, you are a little bit overrun. And then for Minton and Alison, both did a great job. Thank you.
Right, so good job everyone for those who keep in time and less time, I guess, as well. So aside from that, we had the most challenging part. I think I've been saying a lot of ahs, and maybe awkward silence a lot. So let's welcome our counter report, Angela.
Hi, friends. So I have been counting all the uhs and ums, and I'm guilty of that myself. So there we go. All of the table topic member or players, speakers, they did do pretty good for the first time or on the spot. Most of the words are uhs and ums for all of the speakers today. For Allison, you actually did very well. Only 2 uhs, or no, 3 uhs in all of your presentation. However, you did use things like before, after, and you know. And then, in summary, everyone else all used uhs for a greater amount of times, and then ums were the second most used. And then I also wanted to make a point of using I don't know, or I don't know, but, and then continue on. That was also a phrase that was used as well for inappropriate words.
I don't know about you guys, but let's move to the next part. Trying to put it in. Hey, you gotta be an entertainer, right? Okay, so aside from timer counter, we have the next tricky part is all about the usage of English. I would say I am a native speaker, but at times you get those moments where you're just like, this language is hard to use. I'm a Filipino, by the way, so I use my I've not spoken Tagalog for like a year and a half now, so so English gets a bit tired. Anyways, so let's go to our grammarian report. So let's have Judy.
Well, this meeting is great because I have been very, very busy taking notes during the whole meeting. While taking the grammarian role, you can train the listening skills and note-taking skills. So next time, we'll be on the stage doing this. Okay, I would like to start by talking about humors. So Jarek and Williams did very, very good job in using humor. They use some very, very humorous languages like your energy level needs to be beyond sugar crush. Very good metaphor. And Jared also said, without handshake, you are not cool. Yeah, you'll not be cool. Okay. And also, where am I? Okay. And also, Jared often talks to himself. Well, I recognize that the skills were Jared, is it for free? Oh yeah, blah blah. Okay, so these questions actually make our energize our meeting. So I would say it's a credit from Jared. Okay, very good. Now I would like to also highlight some very good use of languages. First of all, I'd like to talk about some repeated structures, but this repeated structure makes your speech more efficient and effective. For example, repeated the structure for 3 times. Well, I need to have more time to think about the future of Hong Kong, the future of country, and the future of the world to make your job really big. Okay. And it's important for us to think about the future. It's important for us to learn from the past. So again, very good structure. And then, I really like this one. Very beautifully spoken. The experience of being separated from family is engraved in my heart. Very beautiful. I actually would use is engraved upon my heart. That would be a better way to use this phrase. And a few really good messages like one step you've taken means you're one step closer to your goal. And also harmony without homogeneity. So these are very, very beautifully written. Okay, then I need to move on to talk about some problems. For example, if you need to use the conditional sentences to talk about hypothetical situation, you instead of saying if you can actualize someone's wish, who will you help? Now this is conditional one, can and will, but in a hypothetical situation, you need to use would. If you actualize someone's wish, who would you help? You would use would. And also some clusters problem. So if we use past tenses to talk about past events, you need to pay attention to the ending sound. Like, I have learned something important. Or I was recruited as a backup member. I have done some learning. So these little things actually do matter. Yeah. I would like to highlight 2 things. Number 1, red pockets and red packets. Now, red pockets is really a pocket, okay, here. Now, red packets is the traditional Chinese gift. There's money inside that you give somebody, okay? And you will say, how will you spend your red packet money? You don't spend the red packet because there's no money inside of it. How do you spend the red packet money? Okay? And last but not least, acronyms. 2 people used acronyms today. Now you're a business school student, so acronyms are very effective in doing a presentation. The SHG one and the SMART one. SMART one is used more effectively than the SHG this time. So yeah, keep on. Okay, the last thing. How would you like to end your speech? Now I know you're students, so many students just end the speech by saying, oh, that brings us to the end of our presentation. That's the end of our presentation. You're not doing your presentation. It is not in a lesson. It is not in the lecture or a seminar. This is a speech making session. So all of you just end by saying thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. So I guess you're wondering, Jerry has been talking a lot. Like everyone's been evaluated. Who the hell evaluates this guy? So right now, well, I'm going to welcome our final evaluator, who basically evaluate everything. So we welcome Hannah, please.
So I am the one to evaluate you, Jerry. Actually, let me ask everybody a question. Did you enjoy yourself this evening?
Yes.
Did you have fun?
Yes.
What made you feel that this meeting is such an enjoyable one? Toastmaster of the evening not only is a handsome guy, but also a very humorous guy, and a guy that knows how to improvise. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Because the Toastmaster of the evening is the person to warm up the audience, and he made all of us laugh. And for young ladies, a lot of ladies say, well, what is the most important quality I need to have in my boyfriend? Someone to make me laugh. So Jared would be the guy. Alright, of course, Jared may not be the perfect man as of this moment, but we see that he has a lot of potential. For example, I mean, in the very beginning, he forgot that he was supposed to explain the project objectives very briefly, and then maybe invite the evaluators or somehow identify the evaluators. But immediately, he corrected himself when it came to the second prepared speaker. So we see this guy really has great potential because every day, every moment of the day, he is becoming better and better. So a great round of applause to Jared. So you're making this meeting so enjoyable. And for the other facilitators, like the timer, the hour counter, they explain their rules very clearly in the very beginning. And for Chloe, when she gave the time report in less than 1 minute, this is very, very efficient. Okay? Everybody can see who is right on time, who is a little bit over, and who is a little bit under. So this will be a great way. Now, coming to Angela. Angela, you did a great job in jotting down how many R's and Ums. But perhaps those people that may have used a few more of these unnecessary sounds, they would like to know how many they made. So maybe you can decide on, 5 or less, between 5 to 10, or over 10. Well, over 10, I don't think that would be something that people would want to hear. But your role as the hour counter is to not just tell them how many unnecessary sounds they have made. Suggestions. What suggestions do you have? Maybe for everybody that feels like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but I really feel that I have an urge to say, keep your lips tight. Give yourself 1, 2, or 3 seconds. Pause. Just pause. Buy yourself some time before you open up your mouth and continue what you want to say. So these are things that maybe our facilitators would be able to do a better job, pick up next time. And for our grammarian, what more can I say? One thing, Judy has been meticulously taking notes, and she has share with us the good use of language and the areas for improvement. And because both of us are English teachers, and English teachers hate exactly what she mentioned in her closing. English teachers hate students saying, that's all for my presentation. That's it for my presentation. In addition to saying just the simple 2 mid-words, thank you, perhaps you may also consider saying, thank you for listening. Thank you for coming. So this gives you some variety of how to end your presentation, how to end your talk in a more graceful manner. And my role is also to evaluate other evaluators of this particular meeting. So for the first evaluator, I have Timmy. Well, Timmy's job is to evaluate everybody that spoke in the table topic session. Timmy had a total of 5 minutes. I would suggest perhaps Timmy in the future, you may consider spending your time wisely. Perhaps 1/3 or 1/4 on the table topic master, and then the rest of the time on each of the table topic speaker. I completely agree with you. All the things that you said about the table topic master, William. He was very humorous, and he had great stage presence. Suggestions for William. Perhaps next time he could wrap up his session a little bit better, because I noticed that he used that kind of skill. When Kim answered a question, he didn't answer the question directly, who he would like to help, but then beat around the bush, and then in the end, William came up and said, hey, Kim actually wanted to help himself. He summarized it for us. So perhaps, William, the next time, what you may consider is at the end, when you wrap up your session, try to pick out the points from the speakers or somehow what you consider as most memorable. And then you tie it in together with your topic, and then you end it nicely so that you wouldn't be ending your session in quite an abrupt manner. Now, as for all of these speakers, some of them did not seem to have used their time completely, their 2 minutes. So which one of those people would be ones that you may need encouragement to share with us a story, or tell us a little bit more details about their experience, about their expectations, about this or about that, to fill up the 2 minutes of time that they have for the table topic session. So perhaps our table topic evaluator next time could give us a little bit more suggestions for each and every one of the table topic speakers. Now, as for our first prepared speech evaluator, Blair, okay, Blair did a great job, because she encouraged Minton, am I right? Okay, Minton, very well in her speech. And for an evaluator, it is not an easy job to take, because if you focus a little bit more on the areas of improvement, sometimes you may sound quite discouraging. So what is a good balance between enough encouragement and yet giving feedback that would really help the speaker focus on the objectives or focus on the next speech or how to improve? Blair, you did give very on-the-spot evaluations, like life is like a box of chocolate. It's a little bit like a cliche. So many people have heard about it. So maybe, Nitin, you can consider using some other expression. Good. But what kind of expressions? So I don't know what popped into your mind. As you were making that comment, I was thinking, if not use life is like a box of chocolate, then what can you use? A song came to my mind. Perhaps this song is too old for all of you inside this room. The song that came to my mind was like, Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not what for us to see, que sera, sera, something like that. And I was thinking, if you could give a little bit more concrete suggestions. Okay, life is like a box of chocolate, no good, then what is good? I know that this song is too completely outdated, obsolete, but think of something that is more modern, something that may resonate with the young people nowadays. This girl, I forgot her name, I keep on watching her MV on TV, the girl from the US, that kept on having her songs on Billboard, top 10 or whatever.
Taylor Swift?
Yeah, Taylor Swift, yeah. I mean, if there are any songs from Taylor Swift, because she's so popular, by all means, use that. And our second prepared speech evaluator, Samson, you also were very encouraging and you're very humorous as well about your evaluating Alan's speech. But I would suggest you to focus a little bit more on the objective, which is about the use of body language. Alan, this is a great stage, and your topic is about a hike. So maybe what you can learn is from Paul Yu Yang. Do you still remember his speech in the International Speech Contest? Fortune cookie. Walk from this end of the stage. This is my starting on Neckley Host Trail. And in the very beginning, I was walking like this because it was so easy. But after 24 hours, I began to walk like this. Second checkpoint. And then I felt like giving up, but I couldn't. My feet had blisters. But in the end, I made it to a third checkpoint. And voila! Who did I see? My wife! And then show us the last leg of your journey, how you, or your wife carry you, or you carry your wife. How you manage to end your entire journey on the Macleod Trail. Use this stage completely, fully, and then use your body language to show us the pain you feel, and then the joy you felt when you see the final checkpoint, and then you see the destination and all that. And for our last prepared speech evaluator, we have Coco. Okay. Coco, you did a great job, because you were so encouraging, about Allison's speech and your areas for improvement and things like that. But I find that some of the things that Allison mentioned in her speech may not help us to focus on the speech, because in the very beginning, she really did have something very attention-getting, the Essex sheet, and then she twisted it around to talk about Singapore, Hong Kong, and China. But perhaps in her speech, if she could compare and contrast Singapore and Hong Kong a little bit more, fitting the objective of the project about the research. I mean, she did mention that in Singapore there are Chinese, there are Malays, there are Indians, and then there are Euro-Asians. But what about the proportion? By proportion, Chinese is the biggest majority. Give us a little bit more of that factual information so that you will understand. Well, yeah, there are a lot of Chinese, but comparatively speaking, in Hong Kong, you get 95–98% of people are Chinese. So share with us a little bit more. And then you also shared with us about the Hong Kong English accent. Can you imitate the Singaporean accent?
Uncle, auntie.
Yeah, see, so do a comparison to make us understand what are some of the differences that you have experienced. Being a mainlander in Hong Kong and then having lived in Singapore for a short time.
Real accent is like welcome to Beijing.
See, so this could enrich your talk, and then you'll help to bring out the point of SHE, Singapore, Hong Kong, and eastern coast of China. As for our workshop speaker, Lawrence, do you agree that he probably is the right person to invite you to give this workshop on goal setting?
Correct.
Definitely. Because in the very beginning, he established his credentials. I guess nobody can argue with him that this guy is definitely a goal setter. But I would encourage you, tell us a little bit more. You are a human being, I'm a human being, Sometimes we set goals like that, but how can we endure? How can we persevere and feel, I really want to die, I want to give up. I mean, share with us a personal experience, a story, where you were so close to giving up. What kept you continuing? What kind of pain, what kind of suffering you have to go through? Because a lot of the times when people give all these kinds of things about goal setting, reaching for the star, we feel like, well, they're Superman, superheroes. But actually, you and I, and everybody, we have moments of weaknesses as well. So share with us how you overcome those moments of weaknesses when you felt like I really want to win. In the end, what kept you through? So I hope that this meeting, everybody not only enjoy themselves, but also you'll find something that you can take home, and you'll think about your own journey. It may be a journey together with the Toastmasters of Baptist University, or maybe it is a journey to go on exchange or do something. But anyhow, I hope that you will still remember tonight it was a very warm meeting, and a meeting in which you met a lot of good friends. So, thank you, Jared.
I'm going to make this really quick. I know everyone's itching to get home. You're like, Jared, it's 9, I'm sleepy and whatnot. I just need to do my last few bits of, of information. So maybe some of you are wondering, I'm interested in joining Toastmasters. How can I join, Jared, and whatnot? I'm going to give you really, really quick information how to become a member and how to be part of Toastmasters. Number 1, membership. You know CC1, what Meekin did? You have to do that. Number 2, you know what we all did? I mean, like other people did? You have to do that once as well. Last one, you gotta pay. And economics, there's this theory, no free lunch. Right? So, no free lunch for that. Application, we have applications here if you just want to get an application. You don't have to pay now, just get an application. And you can come to our office at WLB 706. Everyone say WLB 706. 100%, Jared. Anyways, you can read. application fees. It's all about the money, guys. First fee, $156. Do you need to pay? No, because we sponsored it already. What? Yeah. Number 2, membership fee, full year or half year. Full year, $560, half year, $280. What is it? Is it second semester? It's second semester. So what is a clever thing to do? Get the full year. Get out. Okay, so when can I apply? It starts now. What? Yes, now. So you can also get CCL points for this because you know you guys are CCL monsters. So you can just go to 706. We'll get it done for you. So when is the next club meetings? We have club meetings twice a month. That is every other Wednesday. So when is the next Wednesday? It's on February 4, WLB 602. Where's WLB 602? You're sitting on it. You're in it, I mean. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Same time as well. Reminders. Well, yeah, let's see the reminders. One more reminder. Okay, so that's Toastmasters. Now, Jarek, I know Toastmasters is there. It doesn't get me any money. It's all about the money. I'm spending money. So, speak up. It's where you get your money. So, this is a public speaking contest that we open as an 18. It's going to happen April 1st. So, if you're interested. Yeah. Okay, so there are only 2 categories. You like what I do, you like jokes, you like make people laugh, make your emotions good, that's entertaining. If you're more serious, you know, like you're really all about, advocate. Right? It's your category, your choice. How do you do it? How do you do it? There's 3 simple steps. Number 1, register. Number 2, take a selfie video or have someone make a video. Do a 1-minute speech. Post it on YouTube. Name it, speak up. Semicolon, your full name. When's the deadline? January 30th. It's within what? 2 weeks? A week? So if you're interested, 1,000 Hong Kong. What's 1,000, right? That's like 20 Happy Meals or 20 McDonald's meals. You get that. Then you can just email us to JerikAdriano@hkbu.edu. HK, there's only 10 people we're getting per category. So how many are there? We're only getting 20. We'll notify you by Feb 2. Okay. I think it's like, okay. So you want to know more? I know it's a rush, like Jerry, I just can't remember anything. All I remember was blah, blah. So there's an info session tomorrow, January 22, WLB 602. It's here, 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. 30 minutes of your time, we're going to give you more information. You can register at bit.ly/speakupinfo.
Let me help you.
Alright. And that's it. Thank you very much, guys.
Sorry guys, can I get your attention for 1 minute? There is a laptop, so before you leave, you're interested to be a member of us, leave your full name, your email address, and your phone number to that laptop. There's already a sample in it, okay? And another thing is, don't leave. Let's take a group photo.
Yeah.
Oh, our best table topic speaker. We haven't announced.
Oh, the best table topic speaker is...
Best table topic speaker.
Some drama, please. Some drama.
The best table topic speaker goes to Kiki. Yeah.
Do we have a ribbon for Kiki, actually?
Yeah, we're from there.
Kiki can keep up her certificate or ribbon. It's WLB 7
We'll talk. 706.
Yes. Okay. So everybody come to the front of the stage. Let's go. Take a